Good morning. Now, those of you who follow me on Twitter will know that despite the fact I've had a lot of fun with my PlayStation 5 since receiving it, I've also run into some problems. Specifically, I've had an issue whereby the PlayStation 5 was telling me that my USB hard drive had been removed incorrectly every time I turned the PlayStation 5 on. And that was despite the fact that since installing my USB hard drive, I'd never actually unplugged it at all. The other issue I was having was that game installs and updates were getting in a kind of loop. So anything that I was installing, certainly to the external hard drive, it was just going around and round and round in circles. Days Gone, for instance, here, I got an update for that and it was trying to install it. And then the next time I'd turn my PlayStation 5 on, it would try and install it again. And then the next time it would try and install it again, and so on and so forth. Had something similar with Ratchet and Clank as well, with the update for that. Just wouldn't work. The other issue some people have been having is that every time they turn their PlayStation 5 on, or sometimes when they would turn their PlayStation 5 on, it would crash and they would get a message saying that the PlayStation needed to rebuild the database. Now, I didn't get the crash, but I did, I think on 3 occasions, get that message and it had to rebuild the database. Now, that is a well-documented issue and it's been linked to bigger problems. The worst of which is actually bricking of the PlayStation 5. So that's not something to be taken lightly. And there's another YouTuber called Solid Rev who actually had this issue whereby his PlayStation 5 bricked. Now, he actually put it down to, he had a USB hard drive and he disconnected it and then plugged it into a different port. And he thinks his problem stemmed from that. I'm not sure that that's what happened, though. Obviously, I'm not in his situation, so I don't know what happened with him. I do know that with me, I solved all my issues. And the way I solved all my issues was that I don't put my PlayStation 5 into standby any longer. And I've actually set it so it doesn't put itself in standby either. And the way you do that is if we go to Settings, and we go to System, and we go to Power Saving, and then under Power Saving it says set time until PlayStation 5 enters rest mode, and then you've got 2 options: during media playback, I've set that as don't put in rest mode, and while playing games, and I've set that as don't put in rest mode as well. Now obviously now that means that the PlayStation 5 is not going to put itself into rest mode at all, but when you turn off, you can actually go into power and then select enter rest mode. Now, I would suggest strongly, don't do that. Always turn your PlayStation 5 off completely. For now, at least, until, as I say, PlayStation sorts this out and Sony actually patches this and solves this problem. Hopefully they can do that. So that's that. But there are some issues associated with doing this as well, and it's not, it's not a panacea. It doesn't solve everything, and as I say, it does introduce some of its own issues, and they are specifically, well, let's go home. Don't get any power to your USB while the PlayStation 5's off, so no charging of your console while the PlayStation 5's off. So obviously make sure that you keep your console, well, your controller charged. You don't get any background you don't get any background installs while the PlayStation's fully off as well. So no updates while the PlayStation 5's off. But then again, they weren't working for me anyway, so I haven't lost anything there. And hopefully, if you've got this problem, it's not a big deal for you either. You also can't turn your PlayStation 5 on from the network if it's completely off. And that has a knock-on effect with things like remote play. So obviously, if you want to play from your phone or something like that and you're in bed, you won't be able to turn your PlayStation 5 on, so you won't be able to play those games in that circumstance. That's not a big deal, but it can be an inconvenience if you like to do that kind of thing. The other one, it's taking a little bit longer for the PlayStation 5 to boot now, but given how fast the PlayStation 5 boots from cold anyway, is that a big deal? I don't think it is, and I think the trade-off's worth it. So that is what I would say here. All my problems have gone away now. I haven't encountered any of these issues. My USB hard drive doesn't give me that message. It works perfectly. My installs have all gone through perfectly. Days Gone, not a problem anymore. And I haven't had the rebuild database, and I've certainly not had my console brick, touch wood. So just by making it so my PlayStation 5 doesn't go into standby, I've solved all of the issues I had with my PlayStation 5. And I think a lot of the issues people are having are linked to the PlayStation 5 going into standby. So if you're having any issues, try this out. Hopefully it'll solve them. If it does, let me know in the comments. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments. And if you find another solution, let me know about that in the comments as well. Because if we can all help each other out and, get over some of these problems, it makes playing your games a lot more fun and a lot less stressful as well. Because none of us want our PlayStations to brick, do we? But anyway, look, that's me done. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out. I'm going to go and grab myself a cup of tea, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.